Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Prateek. Welcome to the webinar. Basically, guys, we are here to discuss about the career options and know about the field of digital marketing very well. None other than our industry expert, Mr. Prateek. So, before we start, I'll just like to give a brief introduction about Prateek to all of you guys. Prateek is currently working with EY GDS as Marketing Service Practice Lead, and he heads the US and UK geography for marketing practices at EY. And he is having 16 years of experience in the domain of marketing, business transformation, change transformation, reprocess, reengineering. And he is also a freelancer voice artist, storyteller, and radio presenter who has lent his voice to numerous ads, documentaries, and radio shows as well. Welcome, Prateek. Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sarthak. Am I audible?
Yes, Prateek, you're audible.
Perfect. Cool. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here, Sarthak. Thank you so much.
So Prateek, we have a lot of students here today with us. They are all aspiring digital marketers of future. So they want to know more about the field, and you're the best person who can guide them about this field. So to start off, I have certain set of questions prepared for you. So I'll just ask about those questions. These are generally student queries. So understanding a student's point of view, we have a list of questions which I'll ask, and then we will also take a lot of student queries as well. So all the students, guys, you can use the chat box to keep it interactive. You can ask as many questions you want from Prateek, and we will take one by one every question of yours in query as well. So to start off with Prateek, many students understand digital marketing as a synonym to online marketing, but we all know that it's much more than that. So to start off with, can you please explain the concept of digital marketing to our students, that what it is all about, what the field is all about, and what it actually means, the concept of digital marketing?
Mhm. So, see, I think primarily when we actually talk about digital marketing as a domain, right? In layman terms, of course, because we have these two words, digital and marketing, in this particular phrase. Um, so yes, we do a lot of promotional activities, marketing activities on digital platforms like social media, search, display networks. We do a lot of programmatic buying. We do a lot of content syndication. We do a lot of influencer marketing, etc., etc. But I think it's really important for us to understand the fundamental or the framework on which digital marketing thrives or survives, right? Which is the basics of marketing. Now, when I say marketing, it has to be a 360-degree approach. Digital marketing cannot survive alone because it has its own restrictions, or let's say some loopholes, etc. So we need to have a 360-degree approach towards running marketing campaigns. Digital marketing is one of the enablers to actually put your marketing campaigns on a full throttle. uh, so when I say we run digital marketing campaigns, and when you all will be running digital marketing campaigns, it's just not the platforms that you see every day like Instagram or social media platforms like Twitter, etc., etc. We have a lot of other channels as well. You go to ndtv.com, you go to astak.com, you go to Mintra, you go to Amazon. So all of these platforms are also important in terms of running marketing campaigns. And all these platforms together, they create this ecosystem which is called as digital marketing platforms. And then we run our marketing campaigns and we try to make sure that we reach out to the customers at the right time, with the right messaging, and we really understand the intent of the customer and they purchase the product from us. So ultimately we are actually telling a story. We're telling a story about our particular product, about our value proposition. We're telling a story about who we are as a brand. Now people, normally we all, when we actually swipe across Instagram or Twitter, or when we swipe across various other platforms, what happens is we are searching for content or stories that we like, right? Sometimes, more often than not, but sometimes what happens is one of those stories is our ads. right? So ultimately, digital marketing is all about creating those stories that really is relatable, which is actually kind of, what do we say, uh, stories that actually, are from your own domain, and which you think are compelling, and hence you actually, purchase that particular product. So it's all about doing storytelling on digital platforms along with offline and other marketing, strategies to promote our products. So that's what digital marketing is all about.
That it includes a lot of offline activities and marketing as well. Uh, if you can talk about the differences between the traditional marketing ways and the digital marketing tools which generally are used in the industry, or are there any similarities between the two as well? If you can throw some light on that as well, Prateek.
Mhm. So see, traditional marketing is all about, running marketing campaigns offline, doing some road shows or some trade shows, or, getting your product visible through newspaper ads, through magazines, etc., etc. Or maybe doing a lot of B2B marketing in terms of going to some companies, speaking to them, presenting them our case, our value prop, giving them some free trials, etc., etc. Now, when we speak about digital marketing, of course, the tools are Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Search, Bing, Google, Google Display, etc., etc. So we have n number of platforms in digital marketing, domain. The difference is, I think, with the new generation, and I think with this entire adoption of digital platforms across every domain in this world, across the globe, traditional marketing will not thrive without digital marketing. And it's important for us to be present at every touch point that your customer, interacts with. So earlier what used to happen is we used to, paint all the buses and trucks and autos, with our ads. They used to be our touch points because we used to travel through them, right? We still do that. But now we are consuming content on digital platforms 24/7. And if we are missing out on those platforms, that becomes a challenge. So all these tools, these digital marketing platforms are important, because otherwise you are missing out this entire thing around having the top of the mind recall from a, a presence perspective is important. And since this technology, these digital platforms are our exoskeleton, it's our sixth sense now, and you cannot ignore a sixth sense these days, right? So if you have to promote, if you have to sell more, you have to be on these platforms. So all these social media platforms, these content syndicators, programmatic buyers, newspapers, all the digital assets are the tools that we use for digital marketing. So yeah, that's what is the difference between digital marketing and the traditional marketing.
One personal question from my side then. How did you started your journey into the field of digital marketing, and your experience throughout the 16 years in the industry working as a digital marketing head now? So what is your experience, and if you can throw some light about your journey into the industry as well?
So it has been a very organic shift. I will say, I started long back, as a software analyst with one of the reputed brand. It's an MNC. I can't take the names as of now on this call, but then I started working there, as a software engineer, and then I moved into PR and marketing for another firm, which was all about, selling edtech courses, not edtech, but then educational courses. I did my MBA in marketing, and then since then I decided to actually kind of, work in this domain of marketing. When I started working after my MBA, it was typically more like traditional marketing, because back then these digital marketing platforms, had not come up. In fact, Facebook or, Instagram were just growing, and nobody actually kind of, saw their potential. I still remember we only had, I don't know even if you know that name, we only had Orkut. Not sure how many of you know that there was a platform, social media platform called Orkut, and we used to chat a lot on Orkut. And then I realized, that with the adoption of these digital platforms and with these smartphones coming in, companies are suddenly switching into this new domain of digital marketing, and they are seeking a lot of expertise in it. They want subject matter experts in this particular domain. So I did some courses, I did some certifications, and luckily I got some projects in-house in my current organization as well. Back then, I think I launched one of the trending, Twitter initiatives for one of the general insurance companies, and it was called hashtag Manta Nahi, and that really flew like anything. It was a massive success, and then I realized that I have to work in this domain, and this is what I love, because I love storytelling. I love, reaching out to people and telling, something about my product, myself, about everything that I know or I own. So this was an organic shift. I started working in marketing, then went to digital marketing, and since then I have been working in digital marketing domain. So it's been an exciting journey, and that's how I've been into this. So yeah, I hope that answers your questions, Arthur.
Prateek, you also mentioned the term SEO at the start of the webinar. So a lot of students, they always seem confused about the term SEO, what it is all about. So if you can explain the concept of SEO to our students and how it is used in the digital marketing strategies as well. Yeah.
Mhm. So I think a very important pillar of running marketing campaigns, digital marketing campaigns, is to be searchable. You should be visible if somebody is searching for you. You should be available, when somebody is searching for you. So for example, when you actually go out and, buy some ration parchuni ka saman, what do? You actually, look out for a shop which is nearby, right? Which can actually give you that particular ration and that parchuni in just a jiffy, right? So if that shop is visible, you buy a product from that particular shop. It's the same logic. You need to be searchable. You need to be visible as and when you are searched. So search engine optimization is all about using techniques that can help you gain visibility and help you rank up the order in Google search or any other search engine, right? So typically what happens is when you go out and search for, let's say, a pair of shoes, right? So what you do is you search for some terms like comfortable shoes, running shoes, padded shoes, shoes for trekking, etc. If I do not use these keywords in my website, in my microsite, if you do not use such kind of keywords which are being searched by the customers in any of my digital assets, I will not be ranked up in the order. So what happens is these search engines, like Google or Bing, they crawl all the digital assets available in the digital domain, digital universe, and they index them. If your page is not visible through those search terms, you will never come up in the order, or you will never be ranked high in the order. And that might become a problem, because then you cannot reach out to a customer and sell them the product. So search engine optimization is all about optimizing your digital assets, your microsites and websites in such a way, by using intelligent keywords, by using relevant articles and content, so that whenever somebody types a keyword in Google search or Bing search, you come up on the first page itself. So one of the thing is, if you have good content, lot of good keywords, you will organically come up the order. That is called search engine optimization. However, this might hit a ceiling in some time. So you will have to also run some paid campaigns as well to promote your pages, right? And that way also you can rank up the order. So that's how it is done. And this is typically what SEO is all about. So yeah, that's it.
That was very, very informative, Prateek. Prateek, if I just wanted to know your views on the rise of the digital marketing in India, and some insight of yours on the current job market for digital marketers as well. Because a lot of students are now looking forward to digital marketing as their career options. So for them, it's always a curious option that what career it unfolds for them. So if you can
Mhm.
just throw light on the job prospect as well.
Sure, no problems. I just want to quote a stats over here. So there was a recent survey that was done, and it was actually published in one of the papers. 78% of the brands across the globe think, in fact, I'll not say think, they and they mean it, that they cannot survive without running digital marketing campaigns. They think that if they don't run marketing campaigns on social media or digital platforms, their sales will actually go down. And hence, this shows the importance of digital marketing as a domain, and it's a growing market. This domain has a immense potential because we have just started. We have not reached, even till the saturation level for this particular domain of digital marketing. We have just started, especially in India. We have just started. Even if I talk about, there are 7 billion people on this planet, right? And imagine the volume of smartphones that this particular population has. Almost everyone right now has a smartphone and is on TikTok, Twitter, Tinder, Bumble, whatnot. And hence, if we want to sell our products and if we want to promote our products, you cannot, B2B segment has also gone ahead and implemented digital marketing as their marketing channels across the globe. It's such a dry domain of supply and chain, but they still use digital marketing. So there's a huge potential in digital marketing. If and now is the right time for all of us to get into that domain, because it's just evolving. And with the inclusion of chat GPT, with the inclusion of these thousands and thousands of AI tools right now, it will take another dimension and another shape altogether. So I think you guys are really lucky if you are thinking of getting into this domain of digital marketing, because it is definitely going to help you get an amazing career. And it's such a juicy field. It is such a creative field that no single day is, alike. I mean, everything is different. Every day is different. You run campaigns every day in a different fashion, and it is always exciting. So I think there's a huge potential in this domain. And uh, if you guys have decided to get into digital marketing, a good decision, brilliant decision that you guys have taken.
Prateek, again, a question from a student's perspective only. That a student is always confused that whether it is better to go with a full-time degree program into digital marketing or just going on with a certain short-term programs would help them. But here, the maximum students, they are looking for their full-time degree program into digital marketing. So, just wanted to know that how a full-time degree in digital marketing is going to help them in the job scenario and get helping them in grooming as a digital marketer. So, views on that as well, Prateek.
See, if we are going through a full term digital marketing degree, uh, there's a lot of competition in the market right now. We have a lot of people who are doing part-time courses in digital marketing, and they are getting deployed somewhere or the other. I'll not lie, there. They are getting jobs for sure. Digital marketing is an ocean, right? And if you do a full-term course or a degree course in digital marketing, you will always have an edge over the others in this competition, because you will learn more than what they are doing, right? People who do courses, certifications, or some diplomas to get, through some or the other jobs in this domain, they do not, go up the ladder, to a great extent. They are restricted because they don't have in-depth knowledge. They only know, अच्छा ठीक है, Facebook पे ad run करना है, I know कैसे run करना है, Google पे ad run करना है, I know कैसे करना है. But do you know the concept around media planning? Do you know the concept around budgeting, forecasting? Do you know the concept around content development, content blueprints, channel selections, etc., etc.? They are not taught that. And anyone in this world can run digital marketing campaigns. You can go on Google, YouTube, search for some, couple of certifications or some courses, and you can start running your own chota sa media agency. But that does not help. It is a very, when I mentioned earlier, it's a juicy field. I agree, it's a very creative field, but this field also demands a lot of meticulous planning. If you don't have this acumen around how to plan a marketing campaign, what kind of email channels, what kind of marketing channels should I use, how much budget should I put behind it, how to optimize those campaigns, if you have not learned this art, you cannot grow up the ladder to a great extent. I'm 100% sure that this degree course is going to give you that knowledge, and it will help you become much more employable, much more sought after in the industry. So yeah, that's a difference, and no one can deny this.
Okay. So Prateek, what are some common job, because you do hire a lot of digital marketers throughout the year. I know about it. So what are some common job roles in the field of digital marketing? And also, are there any particular industries where there is a, comparatively higher demand for digital marketing professionals, or it is an open field, like every industry is hiring in the equal number of digital marketers? What's the opinion on that, Prateek?
Okay, so Sarthak, I think to answer your first question, we have a lot of roles available in digital marketing domain. For example, we have SEO, SEM specialists, we have email campaign specialists as a role, we have media planners, we have campaign specialists or campaign designers as a profile. We have digital marketing managers, digital marketing project leads as another role. We have digital marketing, what do we say, uh, martech specialists also as a role. So digital marketing is not just about running marketing campaigns, but it also includes setting up the entire martech stack, the marketing technology stack for that particular brand. So a lot of people also get into the technical side of the stuff as well. So we have martech specialists, martech architects, etc. in this role, in this domain. So there's a huge spectrum of roles available. And to answer your second question, it's an open field. It's a green field for everyone, but primarily, majority, I'll not say majority, but maximum hirings are done in the fintech or insurance, edtech, let's say these consumer and retail products, because these are the places wherein people actually go more, search more. These are the kind of products people search more. So the with the growth of Amazon, Flipkart, etc., these are the places where actually these the digital marketers are hired the most. So I think fintech, edtech, then you have consumer retail. There's a lot of scope on B2B side as well. So if you really want to go into a niche, B2B is something that you can also look at. So yeah, these are a couple of domains where we are hiring a lot in the market.
Last question from my side, then we will take students' query as well, because I know they must be having a lot of queries in their minds as well. Prateek, any advice which you would like to give to our young enthusiasts and marketing mavericks, and how they can keep themselves updated with the changing trends of the industry? Because you
Mhm.
mentioned there is chat gpt coming in, there is AI coming. A lot of students do fear about the future job perspective under the AI domain as well. So how they can keep up with the trends of the marketing industry as well?
Mhm.
Your views on that, Prateek?
Mhm. I think to grow in this particular domain, Satak, I guess one has to be really, really good with empathizing with the customers and really understanding, what the market demands. So one, you need to be very good with, market research. You need to be good with the content development as well, because as a digital marketer, you will not only just run the campaigns, you will also design or assist in developing content, the Facebook ads, the Facebook banners, Google display banners, their copies, their ads, etc. So you need to be good with content, you need to be good with market research, you need to be good with the consumer insights, right? You need to empathize with them. So if you're good in all these three things, plus if you have a knack of doing a lot of research and keeping yourself up to date with respect to new technologies, new domains coming in, I'm sure you will definitely go to places, because if you do not know about the latest technologies coming in, you will be left behind, because adoption is really important in digital marketing. Also, I agree that with open AI, with chat GPT, with all these AI tools, there's a grapevine. I'll not say grapevine, but there's a thing in the market that all these jobs will be taken, etc. Yes, it can happen one fine day. There's no denying the fact. The point is, how can you keep yourself one step ahead of this particular game, right? That is really important. AI can only do to this much. They can create marketing copies, they can help you with some marketing calendars, etc. But when it comes to planning, when it comes to marketing planning, marketing forecasting, when it comes to creating or brainstorming and developing those marketing strategies, ChatGPT cannot do that right now. And that is where this sweet spot lies, wherein you should create your skill sets. You can develop your skill sets there. Work on honing your skills in terms of acting as a marketing strategist. Develop strategy level skill sets, and you will not be kind of impacted by these chat gpts or any other AI tools. So that's my advice to everyone over here.
Thank you so much, Prateek, for being so patientful with all my questions and queries. Students, now it is time for you to ask all your questions to Prateek. You can just type your query into the chat box, and we'll just take one by one. We'll take your queries as well. Okay, so we have the first question, Prateek. That's from Kanak. She to ask the scope of digital marketing after an undergraduate program, and what is the benefit if they pursue MBA in digital marketing, and
Mhm.
a little bit light about advertising scheduling as well. So right now they have enrolled for a bachelor's program in digital marketing.
Mhm.
So they just want to know that how a bachelor's program and a master's program in digital marketing is different, and your opinion about the advertising scheduling as well.
Mhm. So I'll tell you what, when it comes to bachelors in digital marketing, bachelors will actually get you ready from a tactical level perspective. You will be, quite hands-on, and you'll have good experience and knowledge in terms of developing tactical level strategies or running marketing campaigns or acting as a good campaign specialist or a second in command to the digital marketing lead or digital marketing manager or the project manager in an organization. But when you move up the ladder, when you do MBA in digital marketing as well, you just not know the tactical level, knowledge. You also start developing, or you also learn the art of creating strategies, marketing strategies, 360-degree strategies, which are not just confined to digital marketing, but also to other digital platforms as well, right? So it need not be marketing that you will run in-house in your organization. You might give this contract to a third party agency, and you will have to manage that third party agency. So MBA in digital marketing will help you not just get to know more about the concepts of marketing, concepts of digital marketing, etc., etc., martech stack, etc., etc. It will also make you ready to take the roles of digital marketing managers, marketing leads, digital marketing heads, etc., etc. Right? And the first step to becoming this digital marketing manager is to do bachelor's first, because you need to get your hands dirty before you can suggest solutions to someone. If you do not have ground level information or knowledge, one can take you for a ride any fine day, right? So you have to learn those concepts, you have to build your fundamentals, you have to be, you have to first of all go into the war to really see, what is the intensity of that particular war. So do your bachelor's first, become market ready, and then aspire for an MBA in digital marketing so that you can take on much more, meaty roles going forward. So that's how your entire career plan should be like. I don't recall, Sathak, the second part of the question. What was it all about?
It was about if you can tell about the advertisement scheduling as well.
Okay, so it's a pretty broad term that I that you have just mentioned, Sathak, which is advertising scheduling. It completely depends from channel to channel, right? One really important element is that of course, we need to reach out to our customers. But if we reach out to our customers, 100 times in a day, you will get irritated, right? I will get irritated, and we will not buy the product from that particular company, right? And hence this scheduling thing comes into picture. It is as simple as these sales guys door to day जो sales करते हैं, when they come to your home every fine day, सर यूरेका फोर्ब्स का ले लो, ये ले लो, पापड़ ले लो, और 4 बार दिन में आते हैं, you get annoyed, right? You don't buy those papads from them anymore. It's the same logic. So scheduling is important to really make sure that there's no cognitive overload on your customers or on your prospects, because that tires the mind of your audience base. It is important to space out your programs, to space out your campaigns in such a way that you reach out to your prospects well in time, but not too often. You need to kind of create strategies. For example, Facebook has a wonderful framework which is around ad scheduling and sequencing actually. So they do ad sequencing. You can have multiple ads, and then you can set up those ads for every day, etc., and that ad will be shown to that particular customer in different fashion every single day. So the visual or the cognitive overload is not that much, but you still reach out to this customer. So ad sequencing is important. You need to create a marketing calendar. Now, on Monday I will put a video on YouTube and I'll do a promotion on Instagram. On Tuesday, I'll go to Facebook and I'll do a promotion on LinkedIn. On Wednesday, I'll again post a video on Facebook, YouTube, but I'll not do any postings on Facebook or Instagram. And on Thursday, I'll go only on LinkedIn. On Friday, when it's a weekend, people are happy and they'll see my ad. I'll go across all the channels. So that's how you do your ad sequencing. That's how you do your entire advertisement scheduling, and then you run your campaigns. The other thing is cost, right? So you also need to take care of your budget. If you have 100 rupees in your pocket and you want to burn that in a week's time, it's a different story. If you want to burn that in a month's time, that's a different story altogether. So you have to decide every day how many rupees you will burn in that particular ad and what is the timeline you're looking at. So then you have to again schedule or create that marketing calendar accordingly. So yes, it's an important factor, and you should definitely learn this art.
That was very insightful, Prateek. We have another question, Prateek, that if any person is new in this digital marketing field, what are the tips and tricks, strategies for being enough successful in this whole digital world? That's a question from one of our student again.
Mhm. I think the mantra of becoming a successful digital marketer is to understand the pulse of your customers, of your prospects who are there in the market. If you're targeting an audience base of 12 to 20 year old target segment, you cannot go out on LinkedIn, right? You have to be on Instagram, you have to be on Snapchat or on TikTok, right? And then you also have to understand what are they consuming right now. The content consumption pattern completely defines what is the kind of ads that you would like to run. You have to look at the latest trends, the latest reels, the latest videos, the latest audios that are circulated across the globe or across the country, the latest memes which are happening. So you have to breathe what they are consuming. If you know what they consume day in day out, if you know that when they wake up, what is it that they're consuming, when they sleep, what is it that they're consuming, and when they're in the college or in school or in office, what is it that they're consuming. If you know their consumption pattern, you know what they consume, you will be able to create bang on marketing campaigns that appeal to them. And that is the biggest mantra to run successful marketing campaigns and to become a great marketer. Understanding the audience, that is really important, because most of the times we overlook that. We think that अरे हमें पता है market कैसा होता है, हमें पता है customer को क्या चाहिए. No, you don't know what your customer wants. You don't know what your customer is consuming as a content. Today, Sarthak, you might be consuming XYZ content. 2 years down the line, you might unfollow them. And if I don't know that you've unfollowed that content and you are no more interested in that content, I'm lagging behind. I'll not be able to reach out to you in the right fashion. So know your customers first and then create marketing strategies. That is the mantra.
Thank you, Prateek, for answering this query of the student as well. Any other question, guys? If you want to ask anything regarding the career prospect or any small query, if you want, if you have in your mind, please feel free to use the chat box. We'll try taking the questions. There is again a question of Prateek. If you can please tell the importance of keyword and keys in the field of digital marketing. So basically, the student want to know about the importance of keywords and the hashtags and all these things into the digital marketing promotions and everything.
Right. So I think keyword planning is a very important art that one should learn as a digital marketer. Now, what happens is, again, as I mentioned, during our conversation, that if you want to be searchable, your digital assets like your website or your landing page need to have a content which has those keywords that people are searching, right? So, for example, if you are searching for a vacation, right, in, let's say, 5 nights, 6 days ka stay in Mauritius. So we'll search for vacation in Mauritius, holiday in Mauritius, uh, places to visit in Mauritius. So these are the things that you are searching. Now, what you type is the keyword, right? Whatever you're typing in that search box is called as keyword. If your website or your landing page or anything that you are having on digital platforms does not have those keywords, your blogs, your articles, your pages do not have those keywords, search engine will not search you or will not index you. Why? Because in that crawler will actually find you irrelevant. That, okay, because your website does not have anything about Mauritius, you are not the person I should reach out to. So hence, if you know what your customers are searching, put those keywords in your websites so that when it is crawled and indexed, you are always there on the page. And we should also be aware of this concept called keyword stuffing. You should not do a lot of keyword stuffing in your web page, because then the algorithms get to know that you are doing it incorrectly, and you are trying to get some visibility in the market, and that's a black hat practice. People algorithms do not appreciate it. So don't just put in Mauritius, Mauritius, Mauritius 1,000 times on your landing page or on your website. Be very intelligent and careful in terms of how many times you want to use those keywords in your landing pages and your content pages, and that is it. And hence this keyword as a planning as a practice is really important.
Thank you, Prateek, again. Other questions, guys. There are a lot of other students. I can see them. I hope that there must be some queries which you guys want to ask. You can please utilize the opportunity, and you can just ask these questions to Prateek. We'll just take a couple of questions more before we end this webinar as well. So, guys, last set of questions, a couple of questions. If anyone you can just yeah, there is a good question as well, Prateek, from Kanak. Kanak has asked a couple of questions already from us. Kanak, to know about the biggest challenges they have to face in the while in the digital marketing industry, or while they're working as the digital marketer. So what are the biggest challenges as in the industry, Prateek?
So the biggest challenge is, I think, every organization will ask you कि मुझे कम पैसे में ज्यादा customers लाके दो, right? ये जो fight है ना पैसे की, ये बहुत बड़ी fight है, and we fight this battle every day 1,000 times, because you will be given a budget of lakhs and lakhs of rupees, crores of rupees. The volume we handle in dollars is humongous. I mean, and our clients always put this pressure that I want this customer in $1 only. Though in the market it is like we will get the customer in $5, but he or she, the customer wants, the client wants the customer to be fetched in $1. And if we get that, if we achieve the target of getting a customer in $1, they become aggressive again. Now let's do one thing, इसको 0.50 में लेके आ जाते हैं, और कम करो पैसा, और कम करो, customer बढ़ाओ, and that is a big problem, right? This is the biggest challenge that we face every day. So my suggestion to you would be, Kanak, that you should really study or learn this art of budgeting the entire budget that has been given to you, and how do you want to intelligently spend it on different marketing channels, right? It is very easy to burn your entire budget in one single day and not get anything. So we have to be very careful with how we manage the finances while running digital marketing campaign, because this is one headache or one problem that you will face every single day. I want customers, but I don't have money, and that is not possible, right? So learn this art.
There's one more question, Prateek, and I think this is also a very good question from Rajveer. That if you can tell about creating an effective funnel and how to reach your target audience as well, how you can plan your campaign in that way so
Mhm.
that you reach to your perfect target audience. That's what Rajveer want to ask, I think.
Mhm. Okay, all right. So, see, I think to create a good funnel, see, I'll say there's no foolproof strategy to create a funnel. And a funnel cannot be given a shape or a form because every business and every product portfolio has a different funnel shape altogether. But to begin with, I think it's really important to first create awareness about your product, right? You have to create a top of the mind recall. Once you do a lot of brand awareness and the entire universe knows about who you are, what you sell, what is the advantage of your product, what are the value propositions of your product, once you have that base, then you run your marketing campaigns to target that particular base, right? Without creating the awareness, if you reach out into the market and just run marketing campaigns, you sell the product, that selling pitch will not work. Your selling pitch works only if your prospects at least have heard your name or have seen you somewhere. Only then they will be interested, right? And hence what you should do is you should always create a brand awareness campaign, and after running the awareness campaign you should bring those customers or those prospects into your consideration stage, right, wherein they will consider you as a brand among the other brands that he or she is searching for. And then you should again go a bit aggressive and push them to actually buy your product. So that is all about giving them an interest element in your product, that this is what my product will tell you, give you if you don't buy any other product, this is the advantage of my product. And then the end one is the consumption of it. So we call it as a AIDA model, AIDA. And I think it is important that you create awareness, build that base, and then do some promotional marketing to reach out to that base. Otherwise you will burn your money and nothing will convert. So that's how the entire funnel should look like: create awareness, develop consideration stage, then get into their interest stage, and then you just purchase it. So that's how the funnel should look like. I think you should spend good amount of time and money on brand awareness. That is my philosophy, and then I reach out to these customers using some paid campaigns. Yeah, so that's the answer, Sarthak. I think this is helpful. Not sure.
This is absolutely brainstorming for me as well, Pratik. It's so great to know about all these small concepts from you. Uh, so Kanak wants to know about a personal question from you, Pratik, that she is just now joining BBA with digital marketing program of ours, and she knows a bit about finance and everything. So she's just keen to know about what attracted you to digital marketing. So
So
I've
I
asked that
think,
question again from a student's
yeah.
point. What attracted you to digital marketing again?
So as I mentioned earlier, so I love storytelling, and I love reaching out to people and telling something about things that I own, or who I am, what I do, etc. So I have always been a storyteller. And digital marketing is all about selling those stories for a particular brand or that particular product, right? And it's a very juicy field. So in my early days I used to work in a very dry and technical domain, which is let's say IT, coding, etc. But then once I realized the importance or the prowess of digital marketing domain, I got into this because it is all about running some juicy creative campaigns, some creative ideas flowing in there in our digital marketing platforms. And there's a huge potential to do anything around digital marketing. You can be as creative as possible, and that is what I like. I've always loved jobs wherein I don't hit a ceiling, or I'm not restricted to a particular format. And digital marketing is a domain which gives me that particular space. It gives me to think, to ideate, to create something new for every possible segment in this world, right? So that really attracted me to digital marketing. And since we adopted mobiles, I remember I used to have that Reliance ka feature wala mobile, and we used to only have this one snake wala game in that. So I felt back then only कि यार हाँ मतलब once we move into smartphones it will change everything, and then when I had my basics as smartphone, I realized that this is where I want to be. I want to be in this juicy domain of promoting products on digital platforms and be creative as much as possible. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm here now.
Yeah. Prateek, we have another interesting question from Yuva Lakshmi. She want to ask about any mistake or any wrong decision which you made in your campaigns or anything in your digital market while you're working as a digital marketing lead. So any campaign which went wrong of yours, and if you would like to give the students some advice over that as well. I think this is a very interesting question as well, Prateek. I am also interested to know about that then.
So so I can't name the campaign because those are some national level, international campaigns that we are running, of course. Uh, but I can tell you the mistakes I do. I still commit mistakes, right? I mean, I won't say that I'm an expert in digital marketing yet because it is such a huge domain. One can never say that I am the expert in digital marketing. So one mistake that we always do is overestimating uh, the potential of the entire universe or the base which is available in the market. Sometimes when you've run some successful campaigns in the past, you think that this particular product will, or this particular kind of a campaign will be always a success no matter what, right? So we tried doing that. We tried to kind of copy pasting the same template again and again, and that failed, right? And we learned this a very hard way, that you cannot just run Facebook ads in the same fashion. You cannot have the same visual imagery. You cannot have the same kind of content. You cannot have the same CTAs, same colors every time, because you never know the customer is in what kind of a mood. If today he's completely off orange color, you cannot use orange color in your ads, right? If he or she is completely in a bad mood and does not want to see a face which is a human face, he or she will not watch your ad at all. So it is important to not copy paste the template that you have used in the past. Ideate every time, think about your audience base, and then design a new campaign altogether, right? Because that helps. It always, as I mentioned earlier, cognitive overload is not there, right? You always come up as a brand who is young, peppy, and creative, right? So, and that also creates a lot of top of the mind recall. The other mistake is again around budgeting, right? What has happened is, in the past, that we have run a lot of campaigns wherein we thought that shelling 100 rupees will be enough, but that was not the case, because your budget completely depends on the season or the yearly cycle. For example, during holidays, like last 15 days of December, they are very expensive because everyone is right now on holidays. Nobody bothers to actually watch ads or buy products. They are in a holiday mood with their families, going out somewhere, traveling, etc. So suddenly the cost per lead increases a lot, right? And if you think that you will get a success, you won't, and hence you burn a lot of money there. So you need to be very careful with budgeting. So I did a lot of mistakes around budgeting, so be aware of that. And third one is, I know my customer. If you think that you know your customer, you are in a big soup, because that is a Alice in Wonderland situation. You can never guess the next step that your customer is going to take. One fine day, if they are saying everything good about your brand, the very next day they can start trolling you on Twitter. So do not assume that you know your customer. Always be in a market research mode. Always check for your customers' feedback and what they're doing right now, and then run campaigns. So these three mistakes we do quite often. We all do. We are doing it, as I'm speaking. So it's an everyday learning that we are doing. So be aware and be away from these three mistakes that I've committed in the past.
Uh, just to add on to that, Prateek, you mentioned the cost per lead in your answer. A question just joining that same word, Rajveer wanted to know about pay per clicks as well.
Mhm.
So if you can just one last question, if you can answer Rajveer's query
No
about
problem. No problem.
before
So
we wind up the webinar.
I think PPC, so pay per click is a terminology used for paid campaigns. Okay, so one is we have organic campaigns wherein we are doing a lot of SEO and not putting any money behind running those campaigns. So we just kind of create some amazing websites. We do a lot of interesting content in there. We write a lot of keywords in those content pieces, etc., and that is indexed or searched by the Google crawlers or the Bing crawlers, and we get indexed and we come on the first page. The other way to actually run marketing campaigns is to put money behind those particular marketing ads, right? So that is called pay per click, wherein you have to pay when somebody searches for your ad and clicks your ad, right? So that is called pay per click, because there what you are doing is you are actually paying the brands like Facebook or Google to actually show your ad to the customers. They don't charge you for showing the ad, they charge you if you click on that ad, right? So that is called pay per click. Facebook is not that case, because in Facebook they charge you for showing, they charge you for impressions, they charge you for your reach and impressions, visibility. Google charges you, and it completely depends on your objective as well. So on Google, if you set up an ad, saying that my objective is brand awareness, they'll charge you for impressions, and then your metrics will be CPM, cost per impressions, right? But if you are setting up a goal wherein you are trying to reach out and generate leads, that becomes cost per lead, right? And then you go for this, that I want to reach out to this particular segment, and if they see my ad, if they click on my ad, then I'll pay the money. That is called pay per click, right? So that's how we reach to the audience base and run our marketing campaigns. And there are a lot of other strategies as well, right? We do a lot of influencer marketing, we do a lot of content syndication to increase our universe or the base, and that's how it is done. So yeah, that's all about pay per click.
That was great, Prateek. Just to add on to that, Prateek, if you can just take just a couple of minutes more, and you can just throw final lights on how to choose between the right, kind of job role, like whether to go with the content marketing part or whether to go with the social media marketing part or the email marketing part. Like for a fresher who is just stepping their foot into the industry, although it's very juicy and it's very lucrative as well, how they can choose their right skills and how they can work on to those skills as well.
Okay. So it depends from person to person, right? There are a lot of people who are really good with the content. They can really think, some amazing content for marketing campaigns. And slowly and gradually, when you are doing your graduation in digital marketing, you will realize that your strength lies in XYZ. For example, you are strong with content development. You like to write search copies, ad copies. You like to design, the banners and visual designs, etc. If that is the case, then content designing, content development, or a content writer or a digital content designer is what is the role that you should look at. If you think that your strength lies in running day-to-day marketing campaigns and managing the budgets, and that you are really good with bringing down the cost per lead, or you're really good with forecasting and managing the budget across various channels, then you can become a media planner, right? Because media planning is a very important element in digital marketing, and then you can become that media planner, because we hire media planners who design the entire media plan, that we will spend 100 rupees across all these channels, this is the ROI I will get, this is the number of leads I will get, and then the marketing campaigns are run, right? If at all you are completely, or your strength is completely into let's say designing strategies, right? That if I want to reach out to a particular customer for a particular campaign, these are the channels we should use, this is a high level strategy that we should use. If you're good with strategizing stuff, then marketing strategist or marketing leads is something that you should look at as a role. So it is an individual choice. No role in this domain is good or bad. You need to search for your own core strength points. What is your forte? And then develop that forte, because that is how you will grow. Do not copy paste the template that others are following. If you copy others, you will always fail, right? So think about yourself, zone down on your positive aspects, your strengths, and then develop your career accordingly.
Thank you so much, Prateek, for answering all the queries of our students. And it was such a great pleasure to have you in this webinar. And I hope we are going to trouble you more with some more webinars like this, where we are going to come up with some new set of questions for you. And we'll love to have you back with us in a while. Prateek, thank you so much for your time, Prateek, and
Thank you so much.
thank you so
Thank you so much, Satak, for having me here. It was a great session. I think I really enjoyed this session, and I would be more than happy to help you and everyone, at Imagine XP, when it comes to digital marketing, marketing concepts, and I'm looking forward to kind of, having such conversations in the future as well.
Thank you so much, Prateek. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Thank you, Prateek. Thank you.